South Asian Canadian channel.
Hi, this is Priyanka Chopra and you're watching Channel Y.
The biggest South Asian media group, Y Media. Y Media has newspaper, midweek, radio, South Asian Pulse.
Hi, I'm Amitabh Bachchan and you're listening to South Asian Pulse.
Hi, this is Amir Khan and you're listening to South Asian Pulse.
अब हर दिन सुने GTA का number 1 radio station FM 91.9.
You are watching Channel Y. Channel Y.
Prime Minister, welcome.
It's a pleasure to be here. It's a pleasure to be back.
Online, SouthAsianDaily.com. The biggest South Asian media group, Y Media.
You're watching Y Media, and today I'm in conversation with Mr. Ravi Srinivasan, Senior Manager of Festival Programming at TIFF. Ravi, thank you so much for joining us today for this interview.
Hi, Pragya. Thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure.
Ravi, I was going through the lineup of films that are being screened this year at TIFF, and honestly, I'm so happy because a lot of South Asian films have been selected this year for TIFF. This is incredible. So what do you have to say on this?
Yeah, it's an exciting year for South Asian films. I mean, really starting with Isayam's Sadiq's Joyland from Pakistan. This film it's one of the best films of the year. It's one of my favorite films of the year by far. And it's about a Pakistani family that confronts, emotional intimacy and social expectations. And, the idea of desire and who gets to explore desire within a larger family. This film has everything that you want in a movie. It's funny, it's beautiful, it's visually stunning, and it's also quite emotionally powerful. It won the In Certain Regard Jury Prize at the Cannes Film Festival in May. It also took home the Queer Palm at the Cannes Film Festival. And I think it's a very strong contender for the Best International Oscar this year at the Academy Awards. There's several films this year. We have out of India a very fun and crowd-pleasing Indian film called Kachi Limbu, directed by Shubham Lyogi, starring Radhika Madan. And for us on the programming side, it really reminded us something of, the very popular film about football, Bend It Like Beckham, just about a young woman who wants to play, quote unquote, man's game. And, there's no cricket and football and other sports, they're no longer considered, man's games anymore, and they shouldn't be. And this film is very inspiring, but also just like a very fun film about a young woman coming of age and finding their independence. And we think this is a great film with an amazing rising star who's quickly, gaining quite a following internationally. And so we think Radhika is sort of someone to look out for, not only, in the Indian film community, but also globally. We believe Radhika is someone who can cross over into the U.S. and Canadian market with her talent and just her charisma on screen. And this is a great film to bring the family out to. And we're really thrilled to have Kachi Limbu in our gala presentations, which is quite an accomplishment.
Yeah, and you're talking about Kachi Limbu, and I must tell you that in Mumbai as well in India, if I talk about everybody's talking about this film and it has got great reception. So I am looking forward to watch this one. And you also talked about Joyland, and it comes from Pakistan, and it has a beautiful premise, and we don't get to see such stories coming, especially from South Asian countries. And finally, we have an entry like this. So do you think that we have come a long way?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's been, this film is Joyland is in special presentations and Kachilimbu is in gala presentations, which are our most prestigious sections of the festival. And, we've had several Indian films, in the last 10 years in those sections, but it's been a few years. And I think just globally, festivals and, stakeholders are looking more towards South Asian regions for storytelling, for talent, for filmmakers, and for actors as well. And I hope that this is, one step into, a succession of years to bringing a spotlight and platform to South Asian cinema on the global market, whether it be in Canada or at other international festivals. It feels maybe like a little bit of a renaissance, so to speak. And I hope that this will continue and sort of catapult films from the region to more on the general audiences in North America as well.
For sure. And because we're talking about this incredible lineup that we'll get to see, films from South Asian community. So there's another film that I want to talk about. It's called What's Love Got to Do With? And it is made by Shekhar Gupta, incredible filmmaker again. And it stars Lily Collins and Emma Thompson and Shazad Latif. So anything about that?
Yeah, this film is really fun. It's a crowd-pleasing movie. It's a date film. It's a film that makes you feel good, but it also explores, contemporary marriage in South Asian society, whether that be arranged marriage and the feeling and the independence of wanting to, to sort of maybe break tradition. It also is it's an interesting topical film about the way that South Asian tradition is perceived from outsider cultures, and sort of maybe I think this film helps in breaking down some stereotypes as well about tradition in the South Asian community, but also does it in like a very lighthearted and tender way. And I think this film is definitely for all audiences across the board, no matter what culture or what kind of perspective you're coming from. And it's super fun, and it will make you feel good, and might make you cry a little bit, but happy cry. And Lily Collins and the rest of the cast, and you're going to see some well-known English actors in the film as well. Emma Thompson, Academy Award winner, is also in the film. But this is also in our gala presentations, and I would highly recommend. This is a film you can bring anybody to. You can bring your partner, you can bring your mom, your dad, your sister, your brother, maybe your young adult, children as well. But it's super fun and highly recommend.
And one film that I really want to talk about is called Gato, and it stars Indian comedian Kapil Sharma. And I must tell you, Ravi, everyone in India and across the globe, they are really excited to see this film, because we haven't seen Kapil in such a serious role before, because he's a comedian and he just whenever he enters a room, everybody is like happy. He's known for putting smile on people's faces, and now he's coming in this film, and Nandita Das is directing the film, and the first look is out. Everybody is excited for this film. So what do you have to say on this?
Yeah, this, TIFF releases all of their trailers online, and I believe Gato has the highest views of all the trailers that are featured, including some of, the massive American films. So that's quite exciting that this film is getting a lot of traction and a lot of attention. The role that Kapil and Shahana engage with here, it is a serious role. It might not be what audiences are used to seeing these two talented performers engage in, but I think it shows the kind of range that both of these talented actors have, and to take on this role and maybe break from sort of their character archetype that they usually play. So I think audiences and fans of both of these, stellar comedians are going to be pleasantly surprised at the kind of level of talent and range that they have here. And Nandita Das is an incredible filmmaker and a prolific actor in her own right, gaining, much much praise and credibility, first starring in Deepa Mehta's Fire, which premiered at the festival years ago, but also returning to TIFF as a director, previously here at TIFF with Farak and Manto back in 2018. So we are thrilled to have Nandita back here at TIFF for the world premiere of Gato, and it's thrilling to have these two mega comedic stars in sort of a breakout dramatic role for both of them.
Mm-hmm. And I want to talk a little bit about your background. You two have South Asian background, and now you're the senior programming head. So, how does it feel for you when you see such representation? Because TIFF is such an affluent platform, and our films are getting this representation, and it was a long due, if you ask me. So, how do you feel?
Well, I feel pretty good about it. I've been working at TIFF since 2013 in the programming department, starting off as an assistant. And yes, my father was born in Madras, and he came to Canada in the late 60s, and I'm half Indian and half Filipino, and I find it to be a responsibility that now that I'm in this role. This will be my 10th festival here at TIFF, and I became senior manager early this year. And it's a responsibility to bring more in my view, to bring more South Asian films and filmmakers to the festival. And that's always been since I've got this role, and since I've started programming for South Asian region, is to add more films and to fight for more films to get in. And so I'm thrilled to be helping introduce new filmmakers and also bring back filmmakers from the past who have played at TIFF before. And I hope to keep increasing the level of South Asian films that are at TIFF. I'll do the best that I can, but it's thrilling to have, I think we have about 7 or 8 South Asian feature films in total at the festival across all sections, documentaries, in gala, special presentations, and discovery, and platform as well. So it's a privilege and an honor.
And I'm going to put you on spot right now, because I'm going to ask you, if you have to pick one film from this entire lineup that you're rooting for this year, which one would that be?
Well, that is on the spot. Well, I mean, like I said, Joyland is, I think it's just an incredible film, and it's a wonderful debut. And for me, I hope that goes on to, break through after TIFF, to be recognized, in the American landscape in terms of the Academy Awards, because I think it's very deserving. But if there were one film that I did want to highlight, it would be Rima Das's Taurus Husband, which is in Platform, which is our competition section at the festival. So we have 10 films that are competing in a juried section. The winner will take home a top prize of, I think it's $10,000 or $20,000 Canadian. But Rima Das is an Indian filmmaker that we have been championing for throughout her career. We've played her films Village Rock Stars and Bubul Can Sing, and now she returns to the festival in the section with Taurus Husband. And this film was shot during the pandemic, and it's a film that explores the difficulties of managing and coping with family and business through trauma, and how to survive and keep your head above water, which is something I think a lot of us can relate to. And it doesn't really focus on the pandemic and things like that. It's really just the internal nature of being with family and trying to just support each other during times of hardship. It's a beautifully tender film, and it really just emphasizes how relevant and of a filmmaker Rima is in this landscape, which is the you could say the more art house leaning style of filmmaking compared to big commercial films. And I think Rima is really putting her stake in the ground as one of those filmmakers who's a mainstay at international film festivals across the globe.
And there are a lot of people from South Asian communities, who are writers, producers, filmmakers, and they have incredible stories to tell. So, on behalf of TIFF, what would be your message to them?
My message to them would be to watch as many films as you can. I often tell emerging young filmmakers who maybe haven't quite broken the film festival scene yet, you should watch the films that are playing, that are being selected by the festivals that you want to play at. If you have a dream or a goal of having your film play TIFF, then you should watch the films, the independent films, not the big Hollywood budget films, because those aren't the kind of films you'll be making right away, So you want to watch the smaller independent films, because that will be films within your budget, and see the kind of films that those festivals are playing. I often, get that question a lot, and I ask them, well, what are you watching? What are your favorite films of the last couple of years? And they can't name anything, or because maybe they're watching television shows or they're watching other things. And so that's what I tell people, like, research and know and understand what the festivals that you want to get into, what kind of films they're selecting.
And Ravi, before I let you go, final thoughts, anything that you want to say to all the people who are watching this interview, and people from South Asian communities who are into films, and I think everybody loves films, and what would be your message?
Yeah, I mean, for the South Asian community that's watching in and around Ontario and Canada, come to the festival and see the big films that you want to see, but also make an effort to see one or two films from the South Asian region. Take a chance, take a risk. It's always fun to discover new talent and new stories. And to the filmmakers, the writers who are watching abroad, who hope to one day have a film at TIFF, keep writing your stories, keep being inspired, and just keep watching film, and keep researching. And I know it's hard to write; it's a very difficult process, but keep watching films, keep being inspired, and someone will discover your voice, and maybe, hopefully, it'll be somebody at the Toronto International Film Festival.
Well, thank you, Ravi, for joining us today for this interview on Y Media, and it was a pleasure talking to you.
Oh, thank you, Paga. It was a pleasure speaking with you as well, and anytime you want to speak about the South Asian films at TIFF, happy to join you.
Thank you very much.
South Asian Canadian Channel,
Hi, this is Priyanka Chopra and you're watching Channel Y.
the biggest South Asian media group, Y Media. Y Media has newspaper, midweek, radio, South Asian Pulse.
Hi, I'm Amitabh Bachchan, and you're listening to South Asian Pulse.
Hi, this is Amir Khan, and you're listening to South Asian Pulse.
अब हर दिन सुने GTA का नंबर 1 रेडियो स्टेशन FM 91.9.
You are watching Channel Y. Channel Y.
Prime Minister, welcome. It's a pleasure to be here. It's a pleasure to be back.
Online, SouthAsianDaily.com, the biggest South Asian media group, Y Media.